Hi everybody, it's the Body Bag. How you doing? Well, we have a special weekend here. We have UFC Fight Night on a Sunday night here in Phoenix, Arizona. And what is it bringing out? It's bringing out the ex-heavyweight champ Kane, who's going to fight Francis, who is trying to redeem himself from his last fight, which was probably one of the worst fights I've ever seen. But anyways, this is all going to be coming to a head Sunday night. The two heavyweights, they're going to stand in there, and we'll see what happens. It's your typical wrestler against puncher. I wouldn't call him Francis a boxer. Kane, I believe, is going to try to take Francis down. He knows the power Francis has. He's going to have to try to survive the first two rounds. And by doing that, I believe it's going to be trying to take him down or put him up against the cage and dirty box him and make him gas and then eventually take him out. Francis, if he's learned anything, he's going to try to keep his distance and try to land some of those big shots and take Kane out in the first or second round. This would be an interesting fight. Kane hasn't fought in a long time. He's 100% healthy. He's very motivated. He weighed in with his clothes on, 243, 245. He just walked on the scale with his clothes on for the weigh-in. He knew, so he's probably walking around maybe at 236, something like that. And Francis, he weighed in at 258. So he actually had to cut weight to make this heavyweight weight limit of 260. So we'll see how this all goes. We have another fight on the card. The card is not a strong card. There's a lot of good mid fighters where if they do well, it can move them up to bigger events. But we do have two fighters on here that drawing people, because normally they wouldn't be on a card of this caliber. That's James Vick, Paul Fielder. James, he's young, up-and-coming fighter. He's been bouncing around. He's fought at 170. Now he's fighting at 155. He was doing a lot of commentating on Fox last year, and he broke his arm, and he's healthy, and he's coming back too. So that actually might be the best fight on the card. It's just when Francis, he has that one punch, and that's it. And if he doesn't land it and he has to go into deep waters, he's done. So I'm predicting that Kane will win this fight. And I believe he'll probably win it in the fourth round with either a knockout or a submission. I think Francis, after 2 rounds, he's done. He has nothing in the tank. He's just too large, too much muscle, too much oxygen, and he's just going to run low, and that will be the end of Francis. Francis needs this fight more than Kane. Francis, if he loses this fight, I mean, he might as well just go to Bellator. But let's move on. What we're all waiting for is March 2nd with John Jones and Anthony Smith. John Jones making a quick turnaround for another title defense. Anthony Smith, he's young. He fought 185. He moved up to 205. Obviously, yes, he can win if he rocks John Jones, but I think John Jones is just going to be too much for Anthony Smith. And I believe that John Jones will take Anthony Smith out in the 3rd round TKO. For John Jones to take all this time off and come back and fight the way he fought. I just think that Anthony Smith is just not near the caliber fighter of Gustafsson, and I just think it's going to be a bad night for Anthony Smith. And then, of course, we have Tyrone and Usman going for that 170 belt. Usman is big. I don't know how he gets down to 170. Hopefully he makes weight. He is big. Tyrone's fought taller fighters, but I don't think he's fought anybody this big, this athletic, and this strong. This could be the fight of the night for March 2nd. I'm looking forward to this one. Tyrone's going to have to fight. Woodley is going to have to fight. Usman's going to take it to him, and Tyrone's going to have to fight, and he's not going to play his little cat and mouse games. And then on this card, we got Robbie coming back from that blown out knee. We have the new guy, Ben, coming in. He wants to fight everybody in the 170 division. You know, he's a great wrestler. He's going to be going up against the puncher, Robbie. Robbie has great takedown defense, but we'll see. If whoever game plan pulls out, that'll be the winner. If Robbie can stuff those takedowns and land some bombs and kicks, he'll win. If Ben can take Robbie down, it's done. It's over. Then we have Cody coming back after his 2 losses in a row from Dillashaw. He's hungry. He's ready to come back. We have Jeremiah, who is coming back from a severe knockout. This card is loaded, and we will be talking more about this card as the weeks go by. So everybody, stay tuned Sunday. Let's watch this heavyweight bout. I mean, does anybody think this thing will go 4 rounds? Come on. I don't think nobody's thinking this thing's going to go past 2 or 3 rounds. We'll see what happens. Good luck to Paul and James Vick. That's going to be the fight of the night. They both need this fight, and we'll see how that all shakes out. And this is the Body Bag, and I'm out.